Yeah, Geeta Mataji, like to start, please.
Hare Krishna. Number 22. Yes, you must distribute books. Do your quota and distribute books. Srila Prabhupada said that these books are so powerful that even if somebody touches these books, he can get human birth. 23. Book distributors should be determined to distribute as many books as one can and convince as many individuals as one can. 24. By distributing these books, we give Srila Prabhupada a chance to preach to the ignorant masses. All over the world, people are appreciating Srila Prabhupada's books very much. Never in history has humanity seen such a powerful presentation on the science of God. 25. On the devotional path, there will be difficulties also, but please be resolute. Tolerance is a must for spiritual advancement, both internal and external. Internal tolerance refers to the agitation of the senses, and external tolerance refers to tolerating the material difficulties. As you read, chant, and serve, your tolerance will automatically be strengthened. 26. Srila Prabhupada had appeared to help realize Lord Chaitanya's prediction that the holy name would spread to every town and village of the world. As Prabhupada was a pure devotee of the Lord, his mission was successful and he created an institution that is continuing to expand day by day. 27. Japa and reading are most important for spiritual advancement. Japa should be done with concentration and in the morning hours. At least finish half your rounds in the morning before 8 o'clock. My advice is that you should be determined to do your japa in the morning hours. 28. One is never a loser by surrendering to the Supreme Lord. 29. Human life is meant for self-realization, and the process of Krishna consciousness is a very easy way to develop love of God. 30. Chant your rounds daily without fail, and as far as possible, chant in the morning hours. Read Srila Prabhupada's books regularly and associate with devotees as much as possible. 31. Just like the tongue is attracted to prasad, the ears should get attracted to the holy name and the transcendental message of the Lord. 32. I always encourage disciples to remain committed to deity worship. 33. Actually, the scope for spreading Krishna consciousness is unlimited. We just have to keep praying to Guru, Prabhupada, and Krishna for intelligence to serve the mission of the Lord better. 34. There is no hope for humanity except for reading Srila Prabhupada's books. The more one distributes and the more one is absorbed in that service, the more intelligence Krishna will give him. 35. The whole material world moves in desires. So, if our desire is to carry out the mission of Srila Prabhupada, then definitely Krishna will reciprocate. Whenever there is endeavor, the result will always be there. 36. You can overcome your shortcomings by reading, chanting, and praying to Guru, Srila Prabhupada, and Krishna for help. You cannot expect people to follow you if you're not going to set an example. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Gopal Hari Prabhu.
The more one concentrates on what he is doing for Krishna, Krishna will give him more and more intelligence. You must realize that real satisfaction and happiness will only be realized once you become Krishna conscious. Therefore, I want to request you to read more and do your japa very attentively. Are you doing some preaching also, or deity worship? Do not sleep too much or too little, and do not eat too much or too little. And be always engaged in Shravanam, Kirtanam, or practical seva. And in this way, you will never be touched by the illusory energy. All of you are fortunate as Prabhupada has given you all the opportunity to do service and get purified. So please chant your rounds attentively and read at least for an hour every day, and have a good morning program regardless of where you live, whether outside or in the temple. Of course, if you're working, then you probably have to leave early in the morning for work. Please engage in practical service. Preaching is the best service one can do. You are a sincere devotee and intelligent, so please use your learning for the right cause. Please only concentrate on reading Srila Prabhupada's books. There is no need to read books outside of those published by ISKCON and BBT. Everything that we need to know is there in Srila Prabhupada's books. This body that we have is temporary. We all have to die today or tomorrow. Perfection is to render service so that human life is considered a success. A Vaishnava never really dies. One is internally indebted to his spiritual master, and the best way to repay him is to abide by his instructions. I want all the disciples to work hard to fill the huge temple room with bhaktas. Just by a drop of Sri Guru's mercy, one can become more humble than a blade of grass. One gets the strength to bear all trials and troubles and become free from all desires for personal honor and obtain spiritual perfection. The disciple can worship the Guru to his satisfaction. However, the Guru himself does not desire to be worshipped more than Prabhupada. I cannot speak for other Gurus, but for myself, I want a medium standard of worship and not more than what Srila Prabhupada took when he was on this planet. Srila Prabhupada occupied a unique position in his Krishna consciousness movement. My desire is that Srila Prabhupada should be glorified the most. There may be so many faults in devotees, but at least they will tell others to chant Hare Krishna. At least they will tell others to surrender to Lord Krishna, and hence one will be victorious over Maya. One must take full advantage of the devotees' association. If you associate with the devotees of the temple every week, if you come here every week, if you chant the holy name on the regular basis, your intelligence will be sharp and you will be able to understand and be reminded about the goal of life. And if, on the other hand, we miss this opportunity, then you never know when you will get this opportunity.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Narad Muni, Prabhu.
Thank you. Vancha Kalpatra Vaishya के पासन पतिता नाम पावने भय वैष्णव में गुरु महाराज की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Number 50. When the devotee is associating with the spiritual instructions of the spiritual master and Krishna, then actually the devotee is living with him. We have to have faith in the words of the Lord and the Acharyas and Srila Prabhupada about the importance of book distribution as a weapon to destroy nescience. 52. In the Krishna consciousness movement, success is measured in just two characteristics: how many devotees you make and how many books you give out. Prabhupada did not teach us the third dimension of the success. 53. The main goal of this Krishna consciousness movement is to remove ignorance. That's why we engage in book distribution. That's why we engage in preaching, Harinam, etc. The goal is to destroy ignorance, to bring people from darkness to light. 54. Sometimes we devotees think this book distribution is only the service of the full-time book distributors. I am not full-time, so it's not my service. Thanks God. Thank God. You should thank God when you engage in preaching, because Krishna is more pleased when you preach and when you make the efforts to distribute books. Book distribution should be the privilege of everyone. 55. We go on marathons 2 or 3 or 4 times a year, book marathons. But Maya, the illusory energy, is on the marathon 360, 105 days a year. 56. If you want to expand this Krishna consciousness movement, then all of us have to work together. This must be clearly understood. So I would like to request the disciples who are being initiated today to be very respectful and cooperate with the temple authorities. And by cooperating with the temple authorities and listening to them, one actually pleases the spiritual master also. 57. Your real friend is one who stops you from slipping down from the spiritual path. 58. When we meet each other, we should ask the devotees we meet, what did you read yesterday? Or what did you read this morning? And force the other devotee also to get into discussion about the different pastimes. 59. The disciple should always act in the manner thinking that his guru is next to him. So meditate on his instructions. When one thinks that guru is standing next to oneself, then one is always more careful. 60. We may lack so many qualities, but it is the willpower and desire to carry out the order of the parampara that gives you the strength. Number 61. If there is conflict in instructions of Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru, one should follow the Diksha Guru. The Diksha Guru is also a Siksha Guru. It is not the Diksha Guru initiates and says, now we will meet in Golok. It's a wrong propaganda that Diksha Guru only initiates. 62. We should not take the word Siksha Guru lightly. It seems that people have started thinking that whoever is instructing is a Siksha Guru. According to ISKCON's regulation, Siksha Guru is a very big responsibility. This position is granted only after a lot of procedures. Whoever is instructing you is not a Siksha Guru, even if they are posing as one. They are just monitors like you have a monitor in a class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Adi Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. 63. Anyone who is preaching should base 100% of his teachings on the instructions of Diksha Guru. 64. If you are not following your own Guru's instructions, you have no right to preach. People are so foolish that they are not able to understand this. 65. The mercy can be there, but you take advantage of mercy by reading and chanting. If you don't take advantage of the mercy, then what can a guru do? 66. It is better to think that spiritual advancement depends on our effort. Otherwise, you will just wait for mercy. In English, there is a saying, God helps those who help themselves. Krishna also says, all of them, as they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. 67. If you have any skill or talent, use that to serve Krishna. Use your intelligence to think how you can spread the message of Krishna to everyone's heart so that they can experience real happiness. 68. We can be heavyweights in preaching, but we do not want to be a dead weight in the ISKCON society. Being a dead weight in ISKCON means not doing anything positive to expand Sankirtana. This is a Sankirtana movement, and everything is just measured in one characteristic. To what extent is Sankirtana expanding? Just like the government considers it their responsibility to maintain roads and highways so that the traffic can move, similarly, the ideal government should also consider it their responsibility to keep the roads and highways open by which the people can go back to Godhead. 69. If we resist the opportunity to preach Krishna consciousness, that means we are practicing Krishna consciousness only 50%. Every member who enters into the Krishna conscious movement has to take the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as his life and goal. This mission is not a part-time mission. Our vision is that we have to go on distributing Krishna consciousness all our lives. 70. Book distribution comes from purity. When you go out to preach and you are meditating, here I am, an agent of the Lord and my spiritual master. And one is internally praying to the Lord and spiritual master and Prabhupada, then Krishna will make him an instrument. 71. Sometimes we are not able to understand the deep impact of these books. That is why Srila Prabhupada stressed on these books, because due to book Bhagavata, one's spiritual life can start. The books teach you the art of fighting Maya, the art of finding real happiness. This is the real bliss of knowledge, and it is in these Srila Prabhupada books. 72. Sometimes there is propaganda that in ISKCON, only basic philosophy is given, and the devotees want to know about much higher philosophy regarding Rasa Lila, Manjari Swarupa, etc. Srila Prabhupada was not an ordinary man. He was a pure devotee who appeared to fulfill Lord's prediction. What he has achieved, no one in the history has been able to, and no one will be able to in the future. Whatever knowledge we need to return back to Godhead is already in his books. How can you understand Rasa Leela pastimes of the Lord with a contaminated and duplicitous heart? First, purify yourself by chanting the holy name and following the regulations of Vedi Bhakti. Thank you for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Yotikala Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna. 73. ISKCON under the shelter of Prabhupada and his society is extremely fortunate. This opportunity is available to every fortunate people. 74. This is Prabhupada's movement. It is his mission, and we all are servants in his mission. As servants, we are playing different roles. 75. Prabhupada gave us all the tools we need to go back to Godhead. You have everything you need. There is a perfect recipe. You have the holy name. You have all the books, all the deities, everything. You don't have to invent anything. All you have to do is, with faith, follow the process, and then the success is guaranteed. 76. Bhakta Bhagavat and Book Bhagavat are both important. One should not accept just about anyone as a sadhu. Check if the sadhu is instructing based on the Guru Parampara scriptures, especially one who is associated with ISKCON should check if the instructions are based on Prabhupada's teachings. Then those instructions can be accepted. 77. We should all become instruments of ISKCON in spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya. 78. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that to recover from the disease of sense enjoyment, we need both the medicine and the diet. The medicine is chanting and hearing, and diet is service. 79. I know that things happen fast in ISKCON, and it is risky for junior devotees to hear conflicting stories and rumors. However, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is there, and all sincere disciples are protected. 80. Everyone must follow the GBC and not criticize. The GBC body is Srila Prabhupada's representative. Therefore, finding fault or criticizing is very dangerous and risky. Prabhupada said, right or wrong, GBC must be followed. 81. Prabhupada stated that the disciple should always think that his spiritual master is sitting next to him. 82. The standard of worship can be adjusted, but for the disciple, his guru is as good as God. 83. There is absolutely no room for speculation in spiritual life. Speculation will result in spiritual suicide. Intelligence means to discriminate between poison and nectar. 84. There is no question of any violence to the body. The devotee should take enough rest. There is no need to be artificially austere. You must take 6 hours of rest. 85. Take Krishna Prasad, which is offered to the deity. There is no need to make special prasad. Whatever Krishna eats, devotees eat. 86. On the devotional path, one should always try to improve. The fact that you want to benefit from the association of successful devotees is very encouraging. You have understood that the secret of success is obtaining Krishna's mercy. You have rightly understood, in order to gain Krishna's mercy, one has to pay a price. Krishna will bless you with more and more opportunities to serve him. 87. Don't worry about the war. Whenever Srila Prabhupada would be asked this question, he would just say, chant and distribute books. Frankly, due to the sinful desires of the materialists, the war has already started. Thousands of individuals are killed by way of abortions, etc., and so many animals are also being killed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Amrita Gaurangi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Material anxiety is harmful for the body, but spiritual anxiety is healthy for going back to Godhead. Mother Yashoda reflected this spiritual anxiety, and so did the gopis. She was always worried that Krishna would not be harmed, and the gopis are always concerned that Krishna may not be taken away from their eyesight. So, similarly, devotees have to worry that we may not be deprived of the opportunity to serve Krishna. Krishna, however, is anxious to engage us all. Therefore, he sends his bona fide representatives from time to time. So please be fixed on the path of devotional service. You are a very intelligent devotee. Do not ever misuse your intelligence. Work closely in association with the senior Vaishnavas and perform as directed. Do not listen to the contaminated, corrupt mind. Sankirtana is the life and soul of this Krishna consciousness movement. This movement has the responsibility of saving humanity from destruction. God is inconceivable and he is smarter than the smartest. Though Hiranyakashipu was making so many plans to become immortal, nevertheless Krishna kept his devotees, Brahma's promises intact and still tore him apart. So you have to destroy the deep-rooted desires for sense gratification in the hearts of the present-day Hiranyakashipus. Lord Nrsimhadev only had to take care of one Hiranyakashipu, but you have to take care of all the Hiranyakashipus. Do not compromise with the instructions of the spiritual master. Always chant Hare Krishna and be anxious to serve Krishna. This will increase your identification with the Lord's desires, which will correspondingly result in diminishing identification with the body. The Krishna consciousness movement is destined to go on expanding for the next 10,000 years. Though Kali Yuga is also expanding, nevertheless, more and more people will take to spiritual life. The truthful message of the scriptures, if properly presented, will attract the conditioned souls to the path of purity. Our business is to convert the crows into swans. Srila Prabhupada has already given us the wonderful framework to accomplish this. Krishna is pleased with the sincere attempts of the devotees. Our business is to become a sincere servant of Krishna and to do our duty sincerely and to the best of our ability. Our principal duty is to chant our rounds, attend the morning program, read Prabhupada's book, and serve as needed to push on this Krishna consciousness movement. Do not listen to your mind. The mind will constantly bother us. Therefore, we should always take shelter of this purified mind or the spiritual master and spiritual intelligence by following the instructions of the spiritual master and Krishna. And then you are headed for the path of total surrender. So do not worry. As far as possible, we should only listen to bhajanas sung by the devotees of the Lord and not professionals. Just like milk touched by a serpent is poisonous, similarly, the holy names of the Lord touched by professional singers can also poison our spiritual life. The important point is to realize that if you are not engaged positively, then the senses will be engaged negatively. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the opportunity.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Divya Bhakti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Number 99. Please be convinced that there is no real pleasure in the material world. And if one desires real pleasure, then one must surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. 100. Lord Chaitanya has given us a very easy process of surrender, which is to chant the holy names of Krishna. Please chant attentively and be determined to stay on the spiritual path. 101. The intelligence is meant to control the mind. When intelligence controls the mind, then spiritual life is possible. If the material mind controls the intelligence, then spiritual life becomes difficult. 102. We should not jump like monkeys. You know your problems, so why waste this valuable human life? Krishna advises that we should make our mind our friend and not let it continue as our enemy. By attentively chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, reading, and absorbing oneself in devotional activities, the turbulent mind will come under control. 103. I know that you are sincere, and therefore I want you to become determined to achieve the goal of life, which is Krishna Prema. It does not matter whether one has a male body or a female body. The important thing is to engage in devotional service. 104. Strict sadhana is very necessary if you want to make spiritual advancement. Rupa Goswami has explained this in detail in the Nectar of Devotion. The morning program is of great help in regulating the mind and the senses and engaging the mind in the service of the Lord. 105. Lord Chaitanya's teachings are the only hope for the suffering humanity, so please dedicate yourself to book distribution. The best way to preach is by example. So please maintain a strong spiritual character and protect the principle of purity. This will give me great pleasure. 106. I am glad that you are understanding your relationship with the spiritual master. The relationship with the spiritual master is the foundation for a strong spiritual life. The business of the spiritual master is to preach by example and to hand down the instructions that he has received from the Guru Parampara. The business of the disciple is to realize that he is fool number one. Hence, he should accept the guidelines of the spiritual master for spiritual advancement. 107. The spirit of preaching must always be there. Otherwise, a devotee becomes dry. Preaching is what sustains our spiritual life. Please always remain focused on the spiritual path. 108. We have to work together even if there are differences. This is to pass the test of the spiritual master. Even in the spiritual world, there are sometimes different parties among the gopis. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you to all the devotees for helping us meditate as we are chanting these 108 beads. And each of these pictures here was looking like a tulsi bead here that we are Guru Maharaj is giving us an instruction about this. Thank you so much. Okay. Next I see is Srimati Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Right.
Prabhu, I'm sorry, I cannot read the Sanskrit. There's no transliteration.
Any other devotee would like to read Sanskrit?
Can read if you don't mind.
Yes.
या इदं परमं गुह्यं मद्भक्तेष्व अभिधास्यति भक्तिं मयि परां कृत्वा माम् एवस्य अति संशयः.
Yeah, Mataji, you could read the English.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Pankajangri Das. I saw a photo in a dimly lit basement in the ex-USSR. A lone, bare-chested Indian man wearing only a loincloth, silently working at a hand-printing press. It was the saintly Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, fulfilling the desire of his spiritual master to print and distribute his books, a service that he has never wavered in. May this picture always be etched in my mind.
You can read that.
Expanding book distribution. Bhakti Vikas Swami. I stand in awe at the phenomenal book distribution that Srimad Gopal Krishna Maharaj has for years inspired and overseen. There can be no doubt that Srila Prabhupada is very pleased with this. We can thank Srila Prabhupada by reading and distributing his books. This is an eternal truth that anyone who reads Srila Prabhupada's books once only, his faith increases on the pure and scholarly presentation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj. Shall I read a couple more?
Yeah, you could read this page, Mataji.
Okay. Narshingananda Das. Once in mid-80s, we met the Montreal Harinam party downtown. I asked Guru Maharaj if he would like to lead Kirtan. He said, I'm not a chanter, I'm a distributor. That night, he spent his whole time going in the cafes, bars, and restaurants of St. Denis Street. He would sweetly approach people, and when asked to leave, he would sweetly preach to the owners to take books and let him stay to speak to their customers. When kicked out, he would go to the next restaurant and do the same thing. He stayed peaceful and tolerant in his effort to distribute Srila Prabhupada's books. Kadamba Krishna Das. Guru Maharaj had planned to give a class on Bhagavad Gita 15.5 verse in Pune, but His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, the temple president, informed Guru Maharaj about a change in the program. and requested him to speak on book distribution marathon to encourage devotees to distribute as much books as possible. Many of the devotees could understand that Krishna had arranged some special nectar for them that evening. Guru Maharaj gave a short lecture on Bhagavad Gita 15.5 and linked it with the importance of book distribution. He ended up with speaking for 2 hours, with the major part of it allotted to book distribution and its importance. This is the most favorite subject of Guru Maharaj. Despite his bad throat, he continued to speak about his eternal service at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you. Yeah, Uma Bhavani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Bhakti Ashraya Vaishnava Swami. He would always encourage each devotee to take part in book distribution. And in whole month of December, he would travel around almost to all the temples, especially to discuss about book distribution and encourage devotees. He had a personal quote for himself also. Thus, he encouraged all the devotees to participate in book distribution. Urmila Devi Dasi. One time during Guru Maharaj's yearly visit to North America, he was in Washington, D.C. After the Sunday Love Feast lecture, Guru Maharaj asked the audience, "How many of you have Srimad Bhagavatam set at home?" Then he asked, "How many of you do not have Srimad Bhagavatam set at home?" He said that everyone should have a Srimad Bhagavatam set in their house. Then he told one devotee to take the name and phone number of everyone who did not have a Bhagavatam set. Even though the temple did not have single set in the stock, Guru Maharaj sold 11 sets in 5 minutes. Yashomati Nandadas. Whenever Guru Maharaj comes, he always stresses on book distribution. Apart from inspiring Sankirtan and publishing books, he himself takes part in book distribution. For example, after giving a class, if any Prabhupada book is newly published, he presents it to the audience and distributes from the Vyasasana. Back in 1992, when Guru Maharaj was in Kiev, Ukraine, during the Harinam on the main Kiev Avenue, he personally distributed books to people we met, even though he did not speak good Russian or Ukrainian. Suradas. Few weeks back, His Grace Yashomati Nandan Prabhu came to Kargar, Navi Mumbai. During his class, he mentioned how His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami is an empowered disciple of Srila Prabhupada for expanding book distribution. He was narrating that when Guru Maharaj was in Ahmedabad for a few days in the month of December, Maharaj distributed 150,000 books and brought the Ahmedabad temple on 5th or 6th position in the world. Can you imagine? Ahmedabad temple was not in the list for many years. Chakravarti Das. Have you seen the book distribution award ceremony? He is the most excited person there because of book distribution. Paramadas. I was with Guru Maharaj in 1994 in Kurukshetra on Gita Jayanti Day. Somehow Maharaj took me for his japa walk. As I walked with him, he started to explain to me how book distribution is the main instruction he received from Srila Prabhupada. He then asked me, "What are you doing here?" and instructed me, you should go to Delhi, go door to door and distribute books. With his blessings, I was able to distribute the largest number of Gitas for the book marathon that year. By Kadamba Krishnadas. Maharaj took a bath and got ready in 5 minutes as he was supposed to attend the prize distribution ceremony for the Sankirtana book distribution marathon for the year 2002. It was announced that Russia was first in the book distribution scores. His Grace Devaki Nandan Prabhu described the reason for this as because Gopal Krishna Maharaj was there in Russia during book distribution marathon. Russia stood first. Last year he was in Mumbai. That is why Mumbai stood first last year. This statement was supported by His Grace Radhakrishna Prabhu and His Grace Brajahari Prabhu also.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Nandadulal Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhu. Basa Gosa Dasa, the inspiration that have been received and reflected in large number of temples that Maharaj and the devotees are in the process of constructing the NCR, the National Capital Region of New Delhi and surrounding towns. Many thousands of citizens of New Delhi visit these various ISKCON projects on a daily basis, and even more on the many festival days and Jagannath Rath Yatra festivals organized by these centers. Shri Radha Rasa Bihari.
Parthasarthi.
Oh, so thank you, Prabhuji, thank you for the mercy there, Prabhu.
You could read this also, Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhu, I'm having a hard time reading the words here. Gopal Krishna Goswami is one of the bright jewels of Srila Prabhupada. That he took
heart.
Oh, thank you. The instructions of Srila Prabhupada, and it's kind of hard to see.
About establishing temples in Delhi.
And has dedicated
his name and energy in preaching throughout the world.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the mercy.
Maybe this is.
Oh, thank you, Prabhu. I need to get some glasses, I think. Narasimhananda Dasa, during the building of the Delhi temple in east of Kailash, Guru Maharaj collected all the money, developed plans, managed the workers, and so on. He was determined and relentless to complete the temple to please Srila Prabhupada. Narasimhananda Dasa. Guru Maharaj has been pushing for building a temple in Moscow because Prabhupada wanted it. Moscow temple presidents changed, but Guru Maharaj always kept encouraging them to keep working on getting the land and constructing the nice temple for Lord Krishna despite all difficulties. Umarle Devi Dasi. After the Kurukshetra temple project started, he was sending different devotees to help the project. 1 year after Vaisa Puja, while I was visiting India, Guru Maharaj called me and asked me what was my plan while I was in India. I said I had no plan. He then asked me to go. Should I continue, Prabhu?
Yes, please.
To Kurukshetra and see the project. Guru Maharaj personally arranged for a car to go there and spend the night with the temple president family. The next morning, when I returned, the driver who had taken me refused to take the money for the car rent. He told me that because I was Guru Maharaj's guest, I would not accept money. He would not accept money from me. Should I continue, Prabhu? Or?
Yes, please.
Chakravarti Dasa. Sometimes devotees ask Maharaj, is opening so many temples, but where are devotees? No one opens temples in ISKCON the way Maharaj is opening. I just saw a photo of a very big temple. It's coming in Ludhiana, Delhi, has 14 temples. All this is happening because Maharaj is selflessly serving Prabhupada's mission. Krishna will make sure that all the temples are filled with devotees. Surdasa. Guru Maharaj was inspired expanding and constructing more than 65 temples all over the world, including India. He has a special skill in engaging people, devotees, and corporate heads in the service of making a temple. He's very skillful engaging professionals and experts in constructing wonderful temples. He knows very well that these temples can serve millions of people from going to hell. Abhinanda Dasa. On February 11, 2011, we were thrown out of a municipal building in Vimar by the bailiffs. Back in the 1900s, Guru Maharaj had blessed us to start a temple in the building. Now the yatra in the basement, Gurudev seemed to have been accustomed to such situations in ISKCON. He's a global manager. By his grace, we've received donations for a plot of land from the disciples, Nityananda Swarupa, Varar Nasima Patavya Vidyam began construction. Guru Maharaj has blessed them. Thank you, Prabhuji, your sir. Thank you so much.
It's 10:40. I think we can pause here. Prabhuji, and you can take reflections, comments, questions. So anybody who would like to share any realizations, reflections? Is that okay, Gopal? Prabhu? You can pause
Yes,
here.
Prabhu. Yes, good point. Thank you. It's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Can you stop? We can stop sharing the screen if you like.
Yes. Yeah, I see one hand is already raised. Whoever the devotee is, if you could unmute, because we only see iPhone there.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My name is Premal Leela Devi Dasi from Boise, Idaho. So many times you hear that that Srila Guru Maharaj is very, very interested in book distribution, and you can actually feel that this comes from his compassion towards the people, that they should read the book and advance in spiritual life. So just following the footsteps of Guru Maharaj, we try to do book distribution, but the compassion that Guru Maharaj have, that compassion doesn't come in my heart. Like, I distribute books because he likes devotees to distribute the books, but like I don't feel compassion in my heart that these people are suffering and they should read Srila Prabhupada's book. So I mean to say that because like I don't feel that compassion, like I don't try like really hard to distribute the books. Whatever easily can be done, that I do. So I just want to know your thoughts about it from the devotees. Thank you.
Anybody has any?
Well, we all have very limited realization in this regard, but Prabhupada has said that by book distribution we are serving the mercy movement. So we at that present moment may not feel that compassion, but we can see how much people are suffering, right? We open the news and we see in the war in Gaza, and people are just starving, and in Ukraine, and people around us, they're disease, dying, and these books are going to change that tide. They're actually going to change the destruction of the world that's impending. The horrible things that are happening. And then while distributing, we also all find like people sometimes are so searching so much and they're suffering so much, and then they just stop and they see these books and they're like exactly what they're searching for. So I mean on both levels we can appreciate one that 1 second. On one hand, there's the mercy movement that we're helping in, and the other hand, we do encounter so many people who are suffering in this world, and so many people are and especially if we take their phone number down, and later on when we invite them, like it's only 1 out of 100, but one person will come who's just been waiting for this. Like people sometimes they say that I was just looking online for the Bhagavad Gita, some edition of it, and then I met you. And here you have the Gita, right? So many times it happens. They'll be like, I was just looking for this, and here I met you. So, yeah, actually, I mean, Prabhupada in one place says that book distribution is better chanting. It is even better than kirtan, because it's giving people a kirtan that stays in their home and it never leaves their home. Like normally they will hear kirtan and then forget about it, but these books, they stay there, and in their most difficult moments, when things are going bad in life and they're really suffering, then they pick up these books.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your guidance. I like the idea to take the phone number so that we can contact them back again and see like how they like the book or how they are progressing. Thank you so much for your guidance. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So one time there was a discussion with Prabhupada and his devotees, his disciples, regarding book distribution, and Prabhupada was inquiring. Devotees were saying that it was very difficult to distribute books because it takes a long time to convince the person. And Prabhupada said, you don't need to convince them. Just give them the book and I will preach to them. Prabhupada said, you don't need to preach them. You give them the book, I will preach to them. So the message is there. Srila Prabhupada is speaking through every page. He came here specifically in the order of his guru to spread this message, and he will spread it. Give you a small example. A couple of years ago during COVID, we were trying to buy a building for our temple, and we set up a WhatsApp group of many people, and so every day we had a countdown towards the closing date and how much we were able to fundraise each day. And somebody in the audience of the WhatsApp group that we don't really know, has never been to our center, he wrote on the thing, "I've been watching you." So now we were all worried, what does that mean? And then the next day he pledged $20,000. So this is all Prabhupada. We didn't know him, we didn't do anything, but he did it. Prabhupada was speaking through him. So by going out and distributing these books, maybe we might not feel compassion, but the compassion is there. Srila Prabhupada has the compassion, and he is spreading this message. He is doing it through the books. Haribol.
Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhu, for that. That was really nice realization. So many people, they'll take entire sets of books and they don't know why they're taking it. Because Prabhupada in their heart is inspiring them, and the potency is so strong. Like I just like the potency of the pure devotee. When they meet us, they can inspire us to do something which they inspire people to do something which they're not ready for. Like Guru Maharaj, he'll ask someone to chant 16 rounds, and that person has been on 2 rounds since a year, and the next day they'll start chanting 16 rounds. In the same way, Prabhupada's books, when it's in their hands, he's something magical about the books, that he's making them buy it, making them accept it, even though they have no interest in it, because he knows the great benediction this is that we don't know. We haven't realized what the great benediction is in these books, and he's inspiring us. Like this one family, we were one day doing door to door. We went to their door, and the lady, her whole life, she had read the Bhagavad Gita, and she had memorized the entire Gita to heart. So we came to the door of this lady. She's a South Indian lady, and she had memorized the entire Gita. And then Devi Murti was showing her the Bhagavatam, and she started to cry after seeing it. And she said, I was reading the Gita my entire life, just memorizing the verses, but I didn't know what's the next step. Like, what do I do now? I was praying to God in my heart, like, what is the next step? And so then she bought the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then next door, her brother was living there, and he happened to come at that time. So we're just giving her the Bhagavatam, and he then walks in and think, oh no, now his brother's here. He'll maybe, reconvince her or something. So his brother comes in, and he starts looking at it, and he's interested. And he says, no, come to my home next door. I live right next door. Come to my. So we go to his home, and we show it to him and his wife, and they decide to buy a Bhagavatam set. And then they both took each one Bhagavatam set. Then we went home, and at 10:30 at night, we get a call from the brother. And I was thinking, oh my God, they want to return these Bhagavatam sets. And we picked up the phone, and then he said, actually, we're going to our temple tomorrow, and we want to buy one more set. And so can we get one more Bhagavatam set for a gift for a friend? Can you drop it off tomorrow morning? So tomorrow morning we take it to them. They took one more set. In a matter of like an hour, they purchased about $800 of books, 3 Bhagavatam sets. And we took down the number, everything. And the next week we called them, and they had no interest in coming. Like they were just like, even the lady who was crying, she had like no interest. Even to this day, she hasn't come. But at that time, they took 3 Srimad Bhagavatam sets. So the realization is that it's Srila Prabhupada who's actually touching them and moving them. And this lady was moved by the books, yet she's not moved by by any of us, but she's moved by the books. And one day Prabhupada will preach to her even more, and she'll keep advancing and become a devotee. Yes. So yeah, very amazing. Yes. Thank you.
Like you said about like Vaisheshika Prabhu says, trust the hand, right? So yeah, when we sometimes offered, I was just thinking like as you were speaking, it's really, like this is like Srila Prabhupada himself in the form of those books, right? And when you give that to somebody, the natural inclination is to hold the book in their hand, right? It's like Krishna reciprocating to his dearmost devotee, right? His dearmost devotee is coming to Krishna in the heart of each of the person that we are giving the book to, and Krishna, of course, will grab his devotee. And so that's
yes. Yes. Yes, direct connection between the devotee, pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada, and the soul. And this is why Guru Maharaj really wants us, because it's facilitating that connection. And the fact is that book distribution makes the most amount of devotees. Like, you can try every other strategy of Krishna preaching, but through book distribution, people will come. Like, even the people who come at the temple sometimes won't be willing to advance further. But if you find someone, Krishna actually will send those people who are ready through the books. So, yes. Okay. So, yes, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, would you like to?
Very well, thank you. So first of all, look at the 56 people participating on the program today. That's very successful.
Yes,
40 people, 35. So I'm very happy that more and more people joining. What we read today about this 108 nectar instructions, some of them, almost everything is, not almost, all instructions are very important, but some are very, very important. That's why I have a couple of points that I want to say. Number 46. The disciple can worship the Guru to his satisfaction. However, the Guru himself does not desire to be worshipped more than Prabhupada. I cannot speak for other Gurus, but myself I want medium standard of worship and not more than what Srila Prabhupada took when he was on this planet. So he's telling us that you can worship me at your satisfaction, but I think outside he does not want to be worshipped more than Prabhupada. So that's his keeping some limit. Very, very interesting that but he said first sentence that the disciple can worship the Guru to his satisfaction. There's no limit. You can worship as much as you want. Second one is about 52. The Krishna conscious movement success. In Krishna conscious movement, success is measured in just two characteristics: how many devotees you make and how many books you just give out. If you do these two things, you are very successful. Unfortunately, I don't have any. 58. When we meet each other, we should ask the devotee we met, what did you read yesterday or what did you read this morning, and force other devotee also to get into discussion about the different pastimes. I think that's lessons for me that I should do that. Rather than gossiping and do some of the talks, we should inquire about this. So it was very inspiring to me. 83. There's absolutely no room for speculation in spiritual life. Speculation will result in spiritual suicide. Intelligence means to discriminate between poison and nectar. So mental speculations that at least I do a lot, I should cut back. 97. As far as possible, we should only listen to the bhajan sung by the devotees of the Lord and not professionals. Just like milk touched by servant is poisonous, similarly the book names of the The holy names of the Lord, touched by the professional singers, can also poison our spiritual life. Today's society, there are many professional singers now influencing us. I think we should stay away from that. Same about reading the books from out of ISKCON, BBT publication also, Guru Maharaj says not to read it. So these are my this instruction that applies to me, that I just mentioned. Thank you.
Actually, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that everything you need to know are in my books. So we don't need to go anywhere else. You just consult Srila Prabhupada's books. Everything is there. Sometimes devotees feel that they have to do this or that or the other, or sometimes you find devotees in temples, they're trying to distribute other books, but they're not distributing Prabhupada's books. And they give some explanation, oh, this is the book of so-and-so, and this is the book of this and that. But Srila Prabhupada said, everything you need to know are in my book. So if we just simply follow Srila Prabhupada, follow his instructions, he's the one that brought us here. Otherwise, what will all of us be doing right now? You know, it's Srila Prabhupada that brought us here. He brought this message and he's telling us it's all there, just follow. So now it's up to us.
Haribol.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. It's very true. And I think in our movement, we are forgetting, to a point, like we're forgetting, as a movement, people are forgetting this central teaching of distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. And the core, the basis being Prabhupada's books. Books are the basis. And very few devotees, spiritual masters, gurus, GBCs are pushing it like Guru Maharaj's. And this is why the movement is struggling. But wherever book distribution is going on, it's thriving, isn't it? So it's very true. Thank you. Suryakant Prabhu. Sham Krishna Prabhu, sorry. You're on mute, Prabhu.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So please accept my Dandavat Pranam to all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavis, and to Srila Gurudev and Prabhupada and all Guru Parampara. I think the main focus today was about Prabhupada's books, distributing and reading. The way I see that, at least myself and I think many other like myself, we are not able to go out on the street and distribute the books. We may give it to the friends here and there, but that's about it. But to participate in that book distribution, one can sponsor. Even though with big ego, you may not be able to go out because that requires a lot of humility. But at least I think we can sponsor those books, because that is very important too, annual. And other comment I have it is about reading the Prabhupada books. Guru Maharaj has mentioned many times that you don't need to read any books other than Prabhupada's books, And I still wonder why so many books are coming out every year. What is the point? And I don't know why this is happening, because as Guru Maharaj emphasized, everything is in Prabhupada's books and we don't need to go out. So anyway, I do try to follow Guru Maharaj's instructions, and I usually just don't go out beyond Prabhupada's books. Hare Krishna.
Yes. There's one devotee I remember at the Delhi temple. He would be reading a lot, and one time one kind of one manager type devotee there at the temple came to Guru Maharaj and was complaining that this devotee is just always reading Prabhupada's books. I mean, he was reading Prabhupada's books, and Guru Maharaj replied to that devotee who complained. He said, yes, that's a very special devotee. let him read. He's a very special devotee. He's always reading. So reading Prabhupada's books really pleases Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj is not against us reading books by other acharyas. Like, for example, we've been celebrating the 150th anniversary of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and some of his works, his biography, Guru Maharaj himself reads it, and they can be very, very valuable. But like Prabhu, you're saying, Prabhupada's books are in the center, they're the core. And definitely Prabhupada's books are the only books that are distributed. But once in a while, there's nothing like, he would read other acharyas' books, but Prabhupada's books should always be in the center.
It is not actually, Hare Krishna,
Yes.
it is not, I'm not against reading and glorifications of, for example, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj or other acharyas all the way in parampara. But the comments and commentary in general by so many other people that, comes out every year, and some of the disciples of some of the gurus, they push forward. Even I noticed in 1984, at that time, there was a book by, Vrindavan Maharaj, what is his name? I forgot his name. Anyway,
Kirtananda Swami.
The new Vrindavan.
Kirtananda
Maharaj. Yeah, Kichananand. Anyway, and I saw that they were trying to push for his Bhagavad Gita in Mayapur festival. So this has been going on, and we have seen here locally in Potomac Temple, some person writes about Bhagavad Gita. Why they have to write Bhagavad Gita when there is already Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada? And not only that, but people are promoting, people are pushing for it. And that is, to me, is like soccer. And I don't know, I don't think Guru Maharaj will approve that. But anyway, people like to read whatever they want to read. They read novels too, so I guess nothing wrong. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yes, Prabhu.
So that's what I was saying earlier. Devotees are reading these books. They're not even reading Prabhupada's books. They don't understand the basic message. I heard one devotee, he was giving a class, and he was sitting on the Vyasasana, and instead of quoting Srila Prabhupada, he was quoting his wife. So, I don't know. I don't know what's happening these days, but devotees are not trying to master and grasp the simple concepts that Srila Prabhupada has given us, and they're trying to read other books and quote other people instead of quoting Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya.
Yes. Yeah, no, we need so much work in that area. And also just reading an hour a day is not easy. I think that is like so much, we get so much mercy by reading 1 hour Prabhupada's books. And I can't say that I do it every day. It's like to find an hour is every day is a very good. I mean, most devotees and Guru Maharaj always tells us to do that. So.
Yeah, I try to read every day, but not an hour. Maybe one shloka or one page before I go to work. And it's something that we can, if we did that while we're driving, we can actually contemplate on what the meaning of that verse or the message on that page, and then see how we can put that into practice in our lives. And if we did that, reading, contemplating, and putting into practice, then we're well on our way.
Also, the most of the jams that we discussed today and read today, they are in his daily quote. Most of it coming from daily quote, at least what I say. And I think As you said, Prabhuji, even if you read one slok, Guru Maharaj said that, if you cannot read for 1 hour, at least read one sloka. And if you can read that, and if you can just read his one jewel every day, that, quote of the day, I think it will help most of the people who are very busy like us. Hare Krishna.
I was thinking that we should be timely so that every week we kind of have a time period. So we should maybe end in at 10:15. So Garud Hari Prabhu, let's just keep it short, and then so Garud Hari Prabhu, and then any final comments we can do.
Hare Krishna. No, might not have any comment. Only we need to tell Jagannath Priya Prabhu thanks. Last two is showing Guru Maharaj us.
Hari Bol.
That darshan, and Guru Maharaj message for us also. Guru Maharaj say, I no need for you any money, bank balance, just follow. Prabhupada say this thing. Give this Prabhupada message. Gurudev this give to message for us. Follow the rules over. And we need also Jagannath Priya Prabhu just recently coming. Maybe he know what is the Guru Maharaj visit things. At least he say this thing, then everybody making on casual because everybody busy. So this thing, Hare Krishna.
Hello. So yeah, Guru Maharaj is doing well. I think everyone has seen now. He was very busy in Surat. I think we went to 4 or 5 different centers within few days. And then he did initiation of 400 plus devotees. Then he came to Delhi. We had a Lord Nityanand Prabhu's festival. And then after a day or so, he went to Rohini, and now he's in Mayapur for next 10 days. And he said he'll be back in Delhi for Gaur Purnima. As far as him coming here, he said, let's keep in touch. So I'm not sure when he's coming, but he has to make a decision over the next few weeks on what to do. There's some things that need to be taken care here. So let's see. We'll find out. But his health-wise, he's doing okay. It could be better, but everyone can see the videos and pictures now, how he's doing. Some days it's difficult. I think he needs frequently the doctors everywhere. He needs regulated prasadam and regulated rest. And unfortunately, Guru Maharaj, it's difficult for him to do that consistently. But the devotees in Delhi are trying to regulate as much as possible. They're serving nicely. So let's say Krishna willing, he said he wants to come here. So we'll find out. If his health allows, he'll definitely come here.
So 14 August, so everybody need to prepare some, ready to come to Washington DC area, so everybody need to know this thing, the 14 August one, because now Gaur Purnima he doing Delhi, that means he not coming, the Washington DC temple opening time he no come. So then everybody need to think about 14 August, he come.
Sure. So I think we've said it just like last year too. We've requested devotees, they should always have their schedule tentative based on Guru Maharaj's schedule. We should always allocate those 4 or 5 days, assuming, let's just assume Guru Maharaj health is okay and he'll come. But Guru Maharaj, just like last year, I don't think we'll know till maybe 3-4 weeks before he buys the ticket. That's just the way it is. But at the same time, we all should be prepared to take the time off and come to Washington, Baltimore on August 14th for a few days.
Prabhu, everybody can ready book now ticket and got the insurance. By mistake, somehow not coming, then can change. This is not too much loss, Not, can everybody need to prepare this thing? Then we can sending to Gurudev message. So everybody this day ready come. Because 14 August this year is the 80th Guru Maharaj. We are not doing actually birthday because we know that we're not this much strong. You see, nobody communication properly. So at least 14 August purpose, everybody need to taking preparation, booking ticket, hotel, everything. somehow Guru Maharaj no coming, then cancellation also have there, no? 1 week before, 5 days before. Hotel also cancellation have, flight also cancellation have. At least everybody try to take preparation about 14 August. This message at least you send everybody.
I think this is nice suggestions, and people can do it. That's great. But if you cannot do that, at least do not put yourself in any schedule for those 3 to 4 days. Don't commit anything else. Save these dates for that program, and you can decide last minute tickets also you can buy. But those 3 to 4 days, 14 couple of days before, I think you just keep it and do not commit to your any other schedules. So you can be available that day. So that's the best things to do. And as Garuda Prabhu says, if you can book ticket, that's fine. You can cancel it. That's okay too. So it's but definitely if he's not coming this time, and if his health is good, 99.9% will come on August 14. So we should be prepare our side, and Guru Maharaj will make the decision.
Yes, among the various options, it seems quite likely that Maharaj will come in the summer, and so we're all really excited about that, and we can start meditating on it and thinking.
Actually, Gopal Prabhu, just 100% he coming. You know, Isani Mataji also got visa, US visa.
Oh wow!
Guru Maharaj say. So he got also, she also got visa. Guru Maharaj said to Isani Mataji, and she apply US visa, and she got also visa.
Wow.
So 100% Guru Maharaj is coming. So we need to right now think about preparation, how do. Last year, how do drama, other thing. Because this year, you see, Jagannath Priya just recently come, how Surat devotee, how welcoming to Gurudev. So we need to something right now, starting thinking. We do drama or how preparation, divide service everybody, starting now, not so much time. Maybe now every week, maybe 10-15 minutes, we discuss about how do. Everybody take one leadership. Somebody take drama, somebody, you know, pandal program, other thing, every divide slowly. Not let last moment. 100% is coming.
Yes. Yes. Advaitacharya Prabhu, what do you suggest? Should we?
I think we'll start working in next couple of months. I know we are lazy people. We don't have much time also. But we'll definitely, I think we'll organize just like last year. And whatever deficiency we had, we try to correct it. Everybody can give guidance and advice. We have now big group already, that North America group. We can suggest, recommend your instruction, desires, suggestions, whatever. And then we can put things together in few months. I think when next time Janardhan Maharaj's class comes, I think we'll discuss about that and we'll work on that. I think we can make it bigger than the last year. If everybody has good enthusiasm, then I think it will work out. Or whatever mistakes we made last time, we will correct it also. A lot of things can be done.
Everybody can give suggestion also. Last, you know, how to improve last year, what we did this year, how to do it. You know, can everybody get to one class, at least Saturday class, we can discuss this thing. Everybody can give suggestion, you know.
Yeah. Yes, and if someone would like to help or participate or do some aspect, something, then should they just contact you, Advaitacharya Prabhu? Should they just write?
I think we can create a. I think we have that update group, right? We can start putting informations now, how to organize. But I think last year we had the same thing. We had to make some committee, and we'll work through that, and then after that, locally, I think every center should have one leader, and that's the way, one or two, and then those work together, and then can listens to the personally all the devotees, and then get suggestions, and we can figure. It's not going to be practically to do everything possible. Everybody has different ideas, but what majority will decide together, and I think we'll also discuss Guru Maharaj too, because sometimes we plan in our mind and Guru Maharaj does not work. So you have to work together, but at least we can do good organizations this year, hopefully, and get good association. I think this group is working nicely. I think we should focus on that. I personally believe that everybody should speak rather than 4 people talking all the time. I think everybody should. There are 43, right now 43 members are there. Everybody should, because everybody is smart people. It's not that only 4 or 5 guys talking, they are smart people. No. I think everybody should give opinion. There's nothing like senior and junior. 2 years old person can be senior in knowledge than 25 years old sitting here. So, but everybody should participate.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you for that. That's good. Actually, that's true. Thank you for encouraging. Yeah, so many people on the call. Please share your realizations and everything. And yes, we see you every week, but we also want to hear from you. Like Tushta Baladev Prabhu, you're there, and Krishnanan Prabhu, Sachimat Devidasi, Rabindranath Prabhu, so many, Ajit Krishna Prabhu, Rajavidya Prabhu, and all of you, and you all have interactions with Guru Maharaj. When we have these discussions, please share your thoughts. Yes.
Everybody should share it, because we can learn from each other's experience, mistakes like this, just like we talk about reading 1 page a book, 1 page per day, right? Or talking to each other. Let's say, how you distributing books. If you are expert, you can give your suggestions so that other people can learn. If you are finding time to read 1 hour or 30 minutes a day, can you encourage us, everybody, to read that? I'm not reading myself every day. I need encouragement also. So by talking, this can help us to initiate. So everybody should suggest, everybody should help each. This is the reason of this called association. It's not just reading the book only. We get closer to each other. I also suggest that everybody should the video on. What is the use of keeping not video? I don't understand. I'm not convinced. You are in a meeting. What are you afraid of putting your video on? 30 minutes, 20 minutes. At least we just know that there's a Tushta Baldev, but I don't know who the Tushta Baldev is. So people should keep the video on, because we are God brothers and God sisters. Why we cannot, unless something personal things you're doing and you don't want to show your face? But that's not the point. Everybody should. This bring the people, we know each other, we know them by face. We know by name sometimes, but we do not know. So this is my suggestion. I'm not telling that we should do it, but I'm just
yes,
we should be on. You're listening, you're reading the books, you're talking, you're discussing. Then we should have some conversations. There are 56. The screen should be 6 pages, right? All pictures should be there. So this is how we can correct. We can guide. We can help each other.
yes.
Thank
Yes.
you, Gita Mataji. She's doing work.
Yes. Narad Dhwani Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, I really appreciate Garuna Haridas's conviction that Maharaj has come. It's really, really convincing the way he speaks about it. So I think what he's suggesting, if you give him a list that how many people are committed to come, maybe you have 100 names, 200 names, and send it to Guru Maharaj earlier, maybe saying next 3 months or so by May. Say, Maharaj, we got so many people committed to come to Washington, D.C. for your 80th birthday. Maybe you'll be more inspired to come. I think I really like Guru Haridas's suggestion that he's so convinced about that he'll come, which is really nice to hear from him like that. And if you do like that, Maharaj sends names to Maharaj. And also in the meantime, have some chat group or something about improvements from the last year. So we can work together, and this way we can present a number of people who are committed to come, and Maharaj will inspire. That's my suggestion.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you very much. I think that's great.
Yes, thank you. And let's do that. Maybe on our group that we have, we can all just post if we're coming. If we're August 14th planning to come, we can just start posting it and asking others to post. And then that's a great idea. Yes. Sure. Yes.
Again, having said that, Guru Maharaj told me multiple times, if his health allows, he will come. So I think he knows our enthusiasm. He saw the program last year. He was happy that everyone came together, especially from all over, even Canadian cities. So I think, again, assuming his health is good, I don't see how we don't celebrate August 14th again. Let's just all pray to Srila Prabhupada and Krishna that his health will allow him to come. That's the only, I guess, factor. Otherwise it will happen.
You know, Prabhu, Dwarkadash Prabhu, he say Guru Maharaj coming, then he also come couple days. He's so busy, say this time I'm coming. He happy how we treat here. I say when Gurudev go to America, when come back, he feeling more healthy. So he say you people, treat very well. That purpose, Gurudev very healthy when America to come back. So I am planning that this time I am coming. So maybe we make plan and request him. So please he come. This is great for us because he do so many years Gurudev service. So everybody can see him.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, I think not just that. This time, Delhi, I think we may have few more brahmacharis come with Guru Maharaj. Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we need to prepare some right now. Starting preparation. Last year, how did drama, other thing, and no need so many Gurudev class. We just take his nice time and darshan. Spend some time.
Yes. Okay, so we have a plan. So let's every week we can talk about this and further develop on it, like Prabhu is suggesting, and make that list to send to Guru Maharaj. So he's all the more knows that how much we're waiting for him. So we'll end here, and thank you very much for your association, and we'll continue as normal next week.
Thank you very much, Hari Bol.
All of you ki jai. Hari Bol.